Hello. Hopefully we are live. We got a few here. Hello, thanks for joining. Can you hear me all right? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Can you hear the guitar? Hey everyone. Yes, Ben Coombs. How are you doing? I want to bring this slightly forward. Good to see you, man. Loud and clear. This is brilliant. I tell you, God bless the iPhone X. Apple are strange creatures, but thank God. Right. So, I was going to talk about, and I've advertised this as, I suppose, learning some basic theory, and because I hear a lot of guitar players get kind of scared on learning theory, and then if they learn a little bit, how do they apply it? And chances are you probably already know a little bit already, but it's understanding how to use that in in a musical situation. So sorry if I keep looking here, because I've got the camera here, but I've got my the live stream going on here, so I'll be trying to keep an eye on when I can. But lovely to see you. Hello, Chris Hansen. Hello, mate. BF Ninja. BV Ninja, my first moderator. Thanks so much, mate. So what I was going to talk about first is, and please, any questions, what I'm talking about, fire it away, and I'll get to it. But I want to talk about the harmonized major scale, and also, before getting into that, intervals. Okay, so what we're going to do this in the key of C, because C major is nice and easy. It's got no sharps, it's got no flats. It's just, if you were playing the piano, it's all the white notes. All right, so do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right, so the root note of C, hopefully you know this. Does anyone know what the root note of C is? Let's see if anyone's going to see what the root note of C is, of a C major scale. And I waited because there's a slight delay. Yes, Ben, well done. Yes, the root note of C is C. All right, you'll be very surprised if people get that wrong when I say, what's the root note of a C major scale? But yes, the root note is C, or the tonic, as that's often called as well. Okay. So we got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So C to D, that is known as a second interval. All right. C to E, that would be a third interval. C to F, that would be a fourth, or a perfect fourth. C to G, that is a fifth. That's our power chord. All right. C to A is a sixth. C to B is a seventh. And then C to C is your octave. All right. All right. So that's all your. Hello to everyone joining, by the way. Great to see so many of you. So that's all your intervals there. All right. Seconds, thirds, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and an octave. C and C and D. Second, C and E. Third, C and F. Fourth. C and G fifth, C and A sixth, C and B seventh, and then your octave. And then it continues on. You've got your ninths. You don't really say 10 and stuff like that, but we'll just talk about that for a moment. So we got that. So now the harmonized major scale. This is how we create chord progressions. All right, and we're going to be building chords from our scale. So there's a classic kind of thing you can do here of like play a note, skip a note, play a note, skip a note, play a note. All right. So if I'm in C, so I've got my C note, so I'm going to skip D, and I'll play E. I'll skip F, and I'll play G. We've got the notes C, E, and G. All right, your kind of 50s doo-wop. All right, so on its own like that is an arpeggio. All that kind of stuff, all right? But when it's played all together, like a good old cowboy C, we've got a C, G, C, and E. So that's your C major chord using a root, third, and a fifth. Okay, and then we're going to continue that up the board. So the next note we got is D. I'll skip E, play F. Skip G, play A. We got D, F, and A, which is the D minor chord. Alright, same thing, E, skip F, G, skip A, and we've got B, G and B, E minor. Alright, then it'll be, you can come back to this, I'll be leaving it off the up on YouTube, so if you want to write on a bit of paper. F, A, and C would be F major, G, B, and D, G major, A, C, and E, A minor, and then B, D, and F is a minor 7 flat 5 or half diminished chord. So that would be a major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So put that together, you got C major, E minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and then back to the C again. Alright? So I like doing it in a bar chord because it sounds a bit nicer than the jangly chords. Alright, so you can hear us going la 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 la. I've gone in a different key there, but it doesn't matter. Alright, but you can hear it's all making sense, and all those notes in those chords are all in this from the C major scale. That is the harmonized major. You're harmonizing the notes, all right? So when you hear these terms, you know, a third above or a fifth above, that's exactly what we're doing there. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and we've got C major. Does that all make sense? Let me see if this is all making sense. Sorry, I should be keeping an eye on what's going on. You invented the C major scale. Yes, Justin. Hello, Tim, by the way. Oh, my brother's here. Yes, everybody. I think a lot of people saw some videos I did with my brother when he learned guitar. So Andy is here, so you can hurl abuse at Andrew for not continuing practicing the guitar. He's a very naughty boy. Well, I really misunderstood the basics. Who's that? Sorry, Felix. Do you? Hey, Jamal. Hello, mate. Andy, quit fooling around and go back to play. Yeah, absolutely. So, Felix, are you misunderstanding what I'm talking about here, or you don't understand the basics in general? But that would be interesting to know. But that is probably page 1 of theory there, you know. So with these new chords we got, we can write a song, you know, and you can't go wrong by doing this. So I could play a C chord, then I could go to an E minor, then I could do an F, then I could do a G. Sounds like the Bee Gees. You know your eyes in the morning sun. You know, if I wanted to put this in power chords, this may clip, so apologies, but I'm still doing the same thing, change of rhythm, you know, C, E minor, F, G. You can't go wrong, all right? You know, let's do another one. If I do a C, D minor, actually saying that, Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone, literally going up the first 5. Once upon a time, it's just so fine. In a da-da-da-da-da man. We used to. All right, so you got all that happening that way. And then so the terms you might hear often, like a 1-4-5 chord progression. So a 1-4-5 is literally the 1, so C, and then the 4, C, D, E, F, F, and then the G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, sorry, the fifth would be G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, D, E, F, G. So a 3-chord trick, as that's often referred to as well. Just like a rolling stone. And then you could, instead of going C, F, G, you could do C, G, and F. So here's another ditty about Jack and Diane, 2 American kids, all using, no, that's just a 1, 4, 5 there. But you might know a lot of any Back to the Future fans, Earth Angel, will you still be mine? All that stuff. D, A minor, and G, F and G. So 1, 6, 4, 5. That's nearly every single 50s rock and roll, ballad, if you will. Even Hallelujah. I've got to be careful here because of copyrights and that stuff. I just realised on YouTube, but we'll go with it. And then he says, and it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor 4 and the major lift. So he's going to the minor, the 6 to the 4 major. So is this making sense to you? Is this making sense? Let's see what you lovely people are saying. People working with my brother, which is lovely to see. Live Q&A. Yes, I'll do some Q&As in a minute. I just wanted to talk a little bit about I wanted to have a little bit of structure instead of it just being, right, okay, here's some questions and that, I'll get to some Q&A stuff, but I wanted to have a bit of structure and talk a bit about theory. How do you see the fretboard? I understand you see the cage shapes, but do you also know the notes on the neck? Yes, I do know the notes on the neck, but at the same time, so this can be tied into what I was talking about. So that's my C major scale. I learnt that as the first scale I ever learned. Back in the summer of 1996, I learnt that shape, right? So, and that was all I knew for a long time. I didn't learn a pentatonic scale until I've been playing guitar for 2 years, till I learned a pentatonic scale. I knew my major scales first. So, 1.5 years, maybe, something like that. So, you kind of want to know. So, I hit a dodgy note then. You kind of want to know your shapes individually of each given key. But if you know that this is shape 1 of the C major scale, if I go forward 2 frets, I'm starting on a D, so still the same shape. That's a D major scale now, so that'd be D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And this harmonized major scale thing will still be the same. So the formula, I can't remember if I mentioned, is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So key D, if you wrote down, so you start seeing it written down, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, then we know we've got a D chord, an F sharp, D chord, an E minor chord, an F sharp minor chord, a G major chord, an A major chord, a B minor chord, a C sharp diminished chord, and a D major chord. And then get used to playing in D. You know what I mean? So there's no shortcuts to it. You just got to put the work in, And then slowly, I used to read music a lot. My guitar teacher was very old school. He was a jazz guy, so he never did tab with me. He used to say, I think he said, tab is like looking at a door it's pointless. You just look at the door. I remember he said something like that. He was very old school, very strict, and lovely chap, lovely guy though. But yeah, so I learned, I was reading, so, you know, I remember reading memory. So I'm looking at the chart and I know that's a G, that's an F sharp, and, you know, so it's kind of bit by bit, it starts all kind of coming in, you know. Make sure everyone's understanding what I've been talking about thus far. Are you thinking of note names in the key when playing? Am I thinking of the note names in the key? Yeah, well, it depends. It depends. I mean, a lot of times I'm trying to, in a lead theme, I'm kind of hearing the sounds in my head and then putting them out on the guitar, you know, or at least a rough idea of the sounds in my head, you know. But, you know, if I'm in the key of A major, I know there's 3 sharps. I know there's C sharp, there's F sharp, and there's G sharp, you know. So I know that, you know. I know a lot of stuff because I'm such a geek, but you know. But then at the same time, I don't know a lot of stuff at the same time. Right, let me go back a minute because we're jumping over a little bit. So this major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished thing. So when you start hearing, so you can play with that, you know, write some songs. Start doing that kind of stuff. Then after a while, you might want to get a bit more exotic sounding with the chords. So we can continue it. So where we play the note, skip the note, play the note, skip the note, play a note. If we skip a note again and play a note, so in the key of in C, for a C major here, we'd have a C, we'd have an E, we'd have a G, and we'd have a B. And that creates a C major 7 chord, all right? If you had a C chord, you know, a cowboy C, which Andrew, you learnt in our lessons. Check out, there's a playlist teaching my brother guitar or something. If someone could be cool and put that in the chat, you can check it out. There's your C. If you take your first finger off, you've got an open B string, and there's your C major 7. And you could even, you know, have a little song, C to C major 7. Really pretty. So where we got major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, we can now have major 7, minor 7, minor 7, major 7, major 7, minor 7, diminished 7th. All right. Don't worry about diminished for a moment if that scares you. But then we'd have C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G major 7, A minor 7. The B diminished 7th, and if I can get my fingers in, C major 7, all right? So now a lot more kind of, still same kind of theory, you're just getting a bit more of some sweeter sounding chords. F major 7, C major 7 to a G major 7. You know, so it's all, when you hear these, you know, major 9 or A7 with a flat 5 and all those kind of things. The interval stuff I was talking about before, that's exactly that. You're getting, so an A7 with a flat 5, you're flattening the 5th, you know, or A13, you're playing the 13th interval in there. You know, it's a dominant chord. So then that means, I don't want to scare people here, dominant chords have got a flat 7th in it, but then I want to put the 13 in, so I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if that's an A7 chord, which hopefully you know, I've established that this F sharp is a 13, so then that way I've I've now got whatever. All right. Hopefully this is making sense. Let's go into comments here. Hello if you just joined. Hello, how you doing? There's quite a few. Look at this, 42 of you. Lovely to see you. Right. Sorry, I'll go back a little bit here. Right, so I saw that one. Right, are you thinking of that? Okay. Hello, Ozzy. How you doing, Ozzy? Good to see you. Oh, good, Jamal. It's making sense. Good. Excellent. I try and play with my heart, Moby. I certainly do. I write a few songs with G, C and D chords. What progression am I using there? Perfect question. So G, C and D. All right. So already, let's think to ourselves, what's that sound like? So when I was talking about the key of C, and now you just said G, C and D. Now, that sounds happy, yeah? We're using 3 happy chords there. So if we look at the key of G, all right, so we've got a G note, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. So G major and C major, very, very similar. So there's a sharp, an F sharp in there, okay? So with the harmonized scale, what we've understood now, we've got G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminish, and then G major again. So you said G, C and D, so G, and then G, A, B, C, 4, G, A, B, C, D, 5. You're doing a 1, 4, 5, the 3 chord trick in the key of G. So, say, you know, back in the 90s when we had boy bands and, well, we still have boy bands, but actually not as much anymore, do we? But, you know, they'd be sitting on a stool and then they'd be doing their chorus and they'd be singing and that kind of stuff. And at the end, there's a key change and they rise up from their stool, you know, this big thing. So say we've got, let's take the chord C, A minor, F, and G. All right, so I've got my song, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna then do a key change up a tone, so up 2 frets from C would be D. So I've got my song. Oh, da 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 da. Oh no. I rise up. So it's the same idea. So there I did a 1, 6, 4, 5. I went to D major scale. I'm still doing a 1, 6, 4, 5, but now D, B minor, G, and A. You know what I mean? So all those kind of key changes, that's what they're doing. It's still the same structure. You're just using different notes to make different chords, not different chords, but different chords for the keys, you know. It's still, you know, in this case, a major chord, a minor, a major, and a major, a 1, 6, 4, 5. So these numbers, that comes from Nashville, the Nashville number system. What the reason for that, I think it's Nashville, I'm pretty sure it's Nashville. But the reason for that, in sessions, you know, that they won't write C, A minor, F, G. You know, the key will be written C on the notation pad, and they'd have 1, 6, you know, written in Roman numerals, 1, 6, 4, 5, you know, and then might go around that, you know, 4 times or something for a verse, and then you got a 6 and a 5, 6, 5, and then 1, you know, so 6, A minor, 5, A minor, and then a 4, and then a 5, and then a 1, and a 6, you know, they say it like that. and then it would be a key change in D, 1, 6, 4, 5. So that's where we get these terms. So 2, 5, 1. It's a very famous chord progression, a very jazz thing, you know. So there you got a 2. So the 2 in the key of C would be D minor. Then a 5 in the key of C would be G. And then a 1, C. You know. And then, have you ever heard the term tonic and dominant? So if you've heard Johnny Cash, all that kind of stuff. So you get a tonic and then a dominant. Dominant is always the 5, so G in the key of C. So that means the 5 chord can also be a dominant chord. So in a 2, 5, 1, we could have D minor, G7. And we've got that, you know. Whatever, all right. Hopefully this is making sense. Let's check in what's going on. Ever playing different tunings? I occasionally, cheers as it's Friday. I occasionally playing like drop D or something like that, but not really, no. It's just to listen to lots of, yeah, man. Hey, from Texas, hey, man. BV Ninja. Bless you. Thank you so much. So yes, BV Ninja's put in the chat, teaching my brother, put a link to that. So Andy, my brother, Andy Bradley, he wanted to learn guitar a little while ago, and he had about, I think, 6 lessons with me. And he started getting the hang of it a little bit, and then naughtily he stopped. But I still get, you know, a good few questions regularly saying, is your brother going to start playing again? So yes, he needs to. But no, thanks so much. But check it out. It's a cool playlist, and I'm going over very basic. The lessons are like at least 20, the video's at least 25 minutes long. So it's worth checking out. But can you degent? Who wants to? How to make chord progressions and basic of R&B jazz chordings. In the Gulia, what I just spoke about for the last 28 minutes pretty much is how you make chord progressions. So if you've just come into the chat, maybe rewind it, because I've literally just been talking about that for nearly half an hour. G is dominant 7th, yes. So I'm going back a little bit here, but a G is a dominant 7, yeah, the 5th, absolutely. Being a YouTuber that does weekly scheduled shows for years and then have several larger channels decide to go live at the same time as you, kind of hard to grow the channel. Oh right, sorry, Ben was talking to someone else. It goes like this, nudes up and down the neck. Hope that makes sense. Well, I'm it, Paul Bruce. Hang on a minute. I'm not taking that. I'm demonstrating it at the same time. At the same time, I'm also doing it quite slow. So if you want to ask me again what I just did, and I'll go super slow for you here. But I wouldn't say I'm whittling up the neck. I'm retracting that from you. Paul, I appreciate your comment, but I disagree. Alright, so when I'm doing this, I was showing that I'm playing, like I think what you were talking about probably when I was playing a D major everywhere. I was demonstrating that, you know, I know exactly where my D major, all the notes, what make a D major scale is. And even if you play a bad one, I did play a bad one in there, you just go through it, you know. That's why God invented the chromatic scale. Orbis, hello mate, how you doing? Can we use bluegrass and country ideas in a bluegrass for licks and solo ideas? Jeffrey Toll. Yeah, of course you can. Man, anything works. I mean, look at John 5. You know, he's a metaler, and he'll put country licks in a metal chord progression. So anything works within reason, you know. It's up to you as the player, as the artist, to you know, express what you're hearing and feeling, kind of thing, you know. So if you want to do a you know, some kind of country you know, if I got let's do a normal Chicago, so that's a bit funky really, but you know what I mean? It would still work. I just need a band for it to really sound good. Mike, I'll start a boy band with you. We're pretty. Maybe Golden could be the third. We can start a boy band if you want. Next NAMM, we'll do something. Thank you BB Ninja for posting this. Massive help. Yeah, Nashville number system. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was Nashville. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I knew it was Nashville. Just when you know you've got 40 odd people staring at you and you think, how many, is that right? How does the number system work when using a minor scale? Eric Leach, fantastic question. So, that brings me on to relative major and minor, okay? So we got our key of C, which we've been talking about for the last half hour or so, yeah? So the relative minor in any major scale is the 6th note in that scale. So in the key of C, if I count up, C, D, E, F, G, A, we got A is the 6th note in the C major scale. So A minor is the relative minor to C major. So it'd be exactly the same chords, but A would be the root. It'd be the same notes, but A would be the root. So let's do the notes first. So where we had C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. A minor scale is going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. All right, so I could, now I know that's an A, I could just start there. You know, so if I do an A bass note, there's a B. Alright, so so if I do the same thing for a C, same notes, but now our owl perception has, you know, deciphered that C is now the root, alright? So the chords would be exactly the same as well, so it's just not a nice free-flowing order of major, minor, minor, major, minor, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So because we're starting on the A, so we have A minor, B diminished, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major. But there we go. So I can have an A minor chord as my first, to an F, to a G, back to A minor, you know. And the player just so happy is there's all your, you know, A minor, G and F, you know. You know, Stairway to Ziggy Stardust to God knows, you know, 101 million songs. So it'd be the same thing, you know, A minor, D minor, G. That's one of my songs. That's a song called Tears in the Rain. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Well, hello sunshine, where have you been? I see you moved on and now you're living with him. Alright, so was A minor, D minor, G major, C, F major, B diminished 7, E7. We'll ignore that for a minute because that's not really basic. And we're going to an A minor. Does that make sense to you? Still waiting for my Bradley Brothers Christmas album. Tim Harrison, that day will happen. Somehow, that day will happen. If you don't already follow my brother, do. I was gonna share it tomorrow. Actually, he's got 2 channels. So put Andy Bradley in, but he's also got a gaming channel called Andy the Player, and he did a video. What he posted the other day. He was in I think Berlin. Correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, if you're still here. And he was at this gaming museum of like from, you know, the consoles from the 70s to now. And I'm a 90s kid, and he was showing all the like Cool Spot. Who remembers Cool Spot from the 90s on the Sega Mega Drive? Completely off topic, but check out my brother's other channel. Good, Chris Hansen. It's making sense. This is great to see. On the best way to improve speed. I'll talk about it in a minute, Steve. I'll talk about it in a sec. I'm not Mike, but basically the minor scale is a mode of the major scale. Oh, okay, yeah, not interested in sweep. Not interested in sweeping. Right, sorry, I'm quite far behind here, aren't I? From the chromatic scale, I mean the intervals, yeah. Yeah, so I've been talking about intervals earlier in the video, so you might want to go back and check that out afterwards. Like I say, I'll be leaving this up. Take care, Ben. See you later, man. Yeah, get your supplies. Using the major scale. What's this? Other scales. Oh, okay, someone having a conversation. Then I interpreted you wrong. My bad. Right. So, see you, mate. Oh, okay. Yeah. So people were talking about modes now. Can you play some slow blue licks? Yeah, I can in a minute, Leo. Yeah, definitely. So BV Ninja's just put something here about C major Ionian. You know, so in C major, the 1 chord Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. So yeah, that's going on about modes. And that is a big subject. I've got a video on my channel talking about modes, and I've got a video on my website. If you go on my website, mikebradleymusic.com, I've got videos which aren't on YouTube, and very in-depth stuff, you know, and there's a whole video on the modes. So I've got a free lesson on my YouTube channel talking about modes, and then there's kind of the part 2, which goes into quite a significant amount of depth, but in very much layman's terms, you know. But yeah, do check out that video on the modes. I won't talk about it in this because I've got a video on it, and it's a big subject, and I want to kind of keep it basic. But I will say with the modes, people overcomplicate it more than what it needs to be. It's literally, you know, if you think of this is your cake, this is your major scale cake. So in this case, C is the key of the day, and then there's 7 slices of that cake. Each slice is a mode. That's the best way. I think I even said that in the video. So that's the best way to kind of say that. Now, someone asked about. I've forgotten your name already. Sorry, mate. I think it was Steve. Yes, he asked about. Was it Steve? Apologies if not. Someone asked about like playing fast. I'll quickly give you little tips on that if you want. And then someone else was asking about some slow blues licks. So we'll do this. What are we in there? 40 minutes! 40 minutes so far. Hopefully this is all helping. And lots of you are still sticking, which is great. But hopefully this is helping. And, like I say, I thought it'd be cool to get this understanding of the basics of music theory. But I use pentatonics and add the additional notes for each mode. Yeah, you can do that. Think of it as I always refer to it as a dimmer switch, you know. So you've got your pentatonics, and there's still the same notes coming from the major and minor scales, and then you just add in the extra 2 notes, which will create the different sounds. But some speed stuff. Let's now we've done a theory. Let's bring the live stream to an end with some Q&A stuff and so in this case, you know, a bit of speedy stuff, right? You want to play fast. Now I've got some speed in me, but I'm not a super duper fast player. I'm not Paul Gilbert or John Petrucci or Rusty Cooley. That guy's too fast, and Sean Lane, that's far too fast. But Paul Gilbert, big fan of Paul Gilbert. Every guitar player should be. But, you know, I've got a bit of finesse in me. But it all does come from playing slowly. So obviously you've got 2 forms of stuff. You've got kind of the speed picking. You know, the speed picking kind of stuff. Or you got, you know, legato. Alright, so I like to kind of mix up the 2. You notice I'm using a very clean sound. I'm not playing with a load of gain, and I think if you should practice cleanly. Especially if you're trying to work on speed stuff, don't go to, you know, if you put gain on, you're just kind of giving yourself like a crutch, you know. But we could take it, let's take it in pentatonics, but also let's add in this, I've been talking about major scales and stuff. Yeah, so let's do let's do something like that. So if I've got E, F and G, so 5, 6, 8, I'll do a pull off. And then we go to this D, and then it'll hammer on E, F, and then back to the D. So it's repetition. You want to sit on that, put the TV on, you know, don't be plugged in if you're doing this, and let's do it slowly for a bit. You know, talk to your wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister, mum, dad, whatever, you know, while you're doing it, you know, turn up, you know, but super, etc, you know. And eventually the speed will come. That's the best. There's no like, here's some magic potion to make you be the fastest guitar player. It's just repetition, you know, and muscle memory. So no, that there, I mean, that could be used in a musical situation, you know. Same like, you know, and there is a little bit of, no, speed on it. And the right hand there, I think that's all I'm picking. Yeah. Doing like 4 picks. So it's just, yeah, another way around it. And the more you play, the better you get, the more you want to play, the more you play, you better get round and round that hamster wheel you go. Now, okay, I've just seen Ozzy's put, I struggle with pull-offs. I remember struggling with pull-offs. And I remember again in the late 90s when Santana came out and, came back, sorry, it was Smooth. What was that, 1999? And Santana's known for his, all that kind of stuff. And so all the guitar magazines were doing it, and and I could never do it, you know. And I remember trying to do the second string. I could kind of, as soon as I did the first string and that, I'll just fall off, you know. But it's the same thing. So that's, you know, 8-7-5, very basic guitar lick, you know. Try it without picking. I'm hammering onto that, or I could pick it. You know, so repetition, boys and girls. Oh, I've been playing for nearly 30 years, and this is really helping piece together a lot of what I do on the guitar. That is amazing to hear, Christopher. Amazing to hear. Have I done a video on the minor scale positions? That's a good question. Don't think so. I haven't done like a full-on theory lesson on it. Maybe I should, but do check out my website, because I've got some videos on there, like I say, much more in depth than what I would put on YouTube, so to speak, you know, because YouTube, you've got to keep people's attention. I'll say MikeBradleyMusic.com, and you can get some cool stuff on there. I spent $25 on a book to learn the modes 35 years ago, and to find the same scale but starting to. Yeah, it's super easy, really, Tim. But like I say, people will overcomplicate it a little bit too much, you know. Picking masterclass with Josh. Yeah, now that's right. I did do about picking. I did that video. Thank you again, BV Ninja. You're awesome, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, that video is pretty cool. And now that's a guy who can pick. You know, I'm not the greatest picker. You know, I can blag it. But Joss, that man knows how to pick. He really can. I love the fact that I stumped in on one thing. I think it was, you know, that I find that comes natural. But the stuff he does is just redonkulous, you know. What's the best way to memorize how many sharps, flats are in a scale? K Music, Stefan White. Good question. And to answer that, I'm just having a little sip, and then really, really simple. Really, really simple little thing. So there are 7 sharps, yeah? So if you think of this, so you've got C, so I'm literally going 3, 5th string and 6th string, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 7, 9, 9. So C, no sharps. This is just for sharps. I want to talk about it. All right, so C's got no sharps. G, 1 sharp. D, 2 sharps. A, 3 sharps. E, 4 sharps. B, 5 sharps. F sharp, 6 sharps. C sharp, 7 sharps. That can throw your head a little bit there when you say the sharps and sharps. But that's how that helped me tenfold. So that's not necessarily saying what notes there are, but I remember being a kid, and I'll be in the key of E. I'll be like, okay, how many sharps are that? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. Or sorry, beg your pardon, 1, 2, 3, 4 for E. And so then it kind of goes in order of that. So for example, G's got 1 sharp, so the F is sharpened in G. And then it will carry on. So then D's got 2 sharps, so F sharp is going to be one of them. So I'll take my scale shape. There's my F sharp, and there's a C sharp. So now F sharp and C sharp. And then A, I know F sharp's already 1, I know C sharp's already 1. So I think, okay, I'll play the shape. Oh, G sharp. You know, then I go to E, and it's like, well, those 3 sharps are already, you know what I mean? So it just carries on that way. So that helped me a lot. That really, really did. That helped me a lot. Or we've got a circle of fifths, yeah, which is basically what I just did. Do you play acoustic? If so, any tips on controlling the sound so as to avoid horrible frequencies, in my case, the horrid boomy sound? If you've got a boomy sound, you plugged in. I do play a lot of acoustic, yeah, it's on the sofa, but to get to the sofa, I'll go through some lights. I'll leave it with acoustic for this one. Maybe I'll probably gonna do a live while all this craziness is going on. I'm probably gonna do a live stream every week, you know. So I'll do acoustic next time. But if you got boominess, are you plugged into an amp or a PA or something and getting booming? If that's the case, getting a little feedback buster thing, you can put those little circle things in your hole. I used to have one, but she refuses to admit it, but I'm pretty sure my lady lost it years ago. But yeah, if that's the case, or if it's chords not ringing out, just need to kind of practice those chords a bit more, you know. Right, do you like Jeff Buckley? Yes, I do like Jeff Buckley. Yeah, he's great. And yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's probably looking a bit more yellow in the light, but saying that his has faded quite a bit, hadn't it now? I think Matt's Guitar Shop on Instagram, I think they own it now, if I remember rightly. But yeah, Jeff was very sad, but Jeff is great. I see, but yes, BB Ninja, thank you so much for putting the link to my website. Yes, guys, please do check that out. Who are your favourite current guitarists? Current guitarists. I like. They're not really current. All the guitar players I like have been around for ages. You know, so Richie Kotzen and Robin Ford and Michael Landau. I suppose more current. Big Eric Gales fan. Eric Gales is fantastic. Been getting into Eric Johnson a bit more. He's not really, well, he is current, you know, but he's been around a while. Who else? I was trying to think of a younger guy who I like their guitar playing. Of course, Matteo Sasato is great. And I'm trying to think of someone. Yeah, it's more the older guys, really. I'm trying to think who I think. Oh, JD Simon. He's really cool. I like it. And Daniel Donato as well. He's a really good guitar player. Really good guitar player. Boomy Sound Unplugged. Oh, okay. See, it's very hard to dissect when I can't hear what you're playing, you know. But yeah, if it's boomy when you're boomy unplugged, I mean, I'll go back and make sure the chords, the notes in the chords, whatever you're playing is clean. You know, I mean, if I, let me just get my acoustic, can I? Yeah, this may or may not be in tune, we'll see. But yeah, so. You know what I mean? You want it all, every single note there is ringing out nice and clean, you know? So if it's not that, then kind of go back and see what thing. No, make sure that part of the flesh isn't touching the strings underneath and things like that. You know? So but yeah, it's a bit hard to say if I can't hear you play, mate. You know. But anyway, so I'll just answer some of these questions and then I might wrap up Billy Strings too. It's mainly on the bar chord, so your chord theory might be right. Yeah, check out, like I say, when this is finished, you know, you can rewind the video back and go over what I said. You know, you might need to hear it a few times, but yeah, get those all kind of going there. You know, let me just switch back to electric for a second. That's what I was kind of set up for. Do you find a telly harder to play with than a Strat? Most of my music buddies dislike the feel of a telly, seem of extra tension on the string. I'm kind of, I adapt to both, you know. It kind of feels the same to me, to be honest, but it sounds different. But I mean, I know this. I've had this guitar nearly 10 years, so I know it quite well. I'm always at home more on a Strat, but with this quarantine stuff, not quarantine, self-isolation thing going, I haven't got a Strat here. So yeah, I've got a few guitars here, but which I managed to bring back. But yeah, so the telly has been my kind of go-to this week. This and the Revstar, you know, which the 2 videos this week I've posted up have been all about Revstar. So, but yeah, now I'm very comfortable with a Strat and a telly, but more at home on a Strat, you know. Anyway, guys, I think I want to wrap this up. Let me just get these last ones. You're very welcome, Release the Real. You're very welcome. Any love for John Mayer as a guitarist? Seems to be known as the cheesy pop guy in the States. Yeah, Steve. No, John's great. He's of course, he's an amazing guitar player. He's played a lot here because the lady likes John Mayer a lot, you know, and so do I. I think he's great, you know. Saw him last year at the O2. Amazing. His guitar tone is on it, man. You're very welcome, Christopher. You're very welcome. You stay safe too. Thank you, Tim. I'm so glad you're able to join. A massive thank you. Hey, Adam. If you've just joined, Adam, I'm literally coming to an end, so just rewind this and you will learn some music theory. I want to give a massive thank you and shout out to BV Ninja for moderating this. He's been a massive help, and thank you so much, man. Any questions, as always, guys, just like drop me a DM me on Instagram or something like that, you know. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, put Mike Bradley, don't want to pop up, and Facebook as well, but Instagram's cooler. Like I say, check out my website, mikebradleymusic.com, and you can get some lessons on there which aren't on YouTube, and you can get CDs, actual physical things, and of course I've got songs on iTunes and Spotify as well, you know. But no, hopefully this has helped, and like I say, I'm gonna give, I'll probably try and do a stream at least once a week. I'll probably do Thursdays usually, as opposed to Friday. We'll see, but keep an eye on the channel. Yeah, I'll be posting while this is going on. I'll be posting a lot more, you know, videos and stuff like that. You know, probably every Wednesday and Friday. So make a note. But no, I'll definitely do a live stream again next week, and I'll do try and always have a subject, and then I will still carry on with the Q&A afterwards. You know, just so there's a little bit of structure, you know. But anyway, hope you're very good and well. Lots of love. Thanks for sticking with me for this. But can you degen? I don't listen to degent. I can't even say it. There, I watch my teeth come out. But no, I'm never even. Give me a degent band to listen to, and I will try and do It's a Degent thing just for you. Okay, I will make that happen. So let me know in the comment section below or something of a degent band, and I will do It's a Degent thing. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. If you're new to my channel, I do these It's a things. It's a Hendrix thing. It's a wait until you hear the sound of the bridge pickup thing. It's a SRV thing, you know, in the style of whatever. So I will, yeah, send me some examples and I will sort out It's a Degent thing. Thanks so much, guys. One last lick, dude. One last lick. All right, one last lick. And then I'll tell you what, if I do this lick, I want you to, when the stream's finished, rewind it, watch it, learn it, and then do hashtag Bradley Lick on Instagram and share it, all right? And tag me in it so I can see it. So a lick. Off the top of my head. Okay. There we go. So with that last bit, you've got to bend that third string down, catch the second string underneath, and so pick that, so they're both ringing out, and then bring it back up. I was a bit naughty because it's a tricky one. One more time. That's all in the key of E. All right. So yeah, thank you again, BV Ninja, MikeBradyMusic.com, and I hope this has helped, guys. And I look forward to seeing all your cool chord progressions and hopefully your understanding theory a little bit. All right. Lots of love, Mike Brady. Very much shine out. Now the awkward bit where I come to the camera to turn this off. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye.